It creates meaningful opportunities for learning and recognition. The platform regularly organizes insightful webinars for real time knowledge sharing, publishes an e magazine to deliver the latest research trends and expert insights, and proudly hosts awards to honor exceptional contribution from academicians and researchers. Under the visionary leadership of our chairman, Mr. Sudhanshu Kumar Jha sir, and with the honor of being inaugurated by Honorable Shri Shripad Yesonik ji, Minister of State for New and Renewable Energy, Government of India, Scientistic era has grown into a dynamic hub for intellectual exchange and academic excellence. We invite you to stay connected with us, explore our upcoming webinars, contribute to our e magazines, and participate in our prestigious award programs because together we can shape the future of research and innovation. Today's webinar continues this mission with a focus on a very significant theme, that is digital forensic, the forensic practices in Indian labs. This is a field that is rapidly evolving and hold immense importance in strengthening the justice and security systems. We are privileged to have with us an eminent expert, Mr. Lalit Kumar Dabi, who will share his valuable insights on the subject. Mr. Lalit Kumar Dabi is an experienced professional with over 11 years in electronics, VLSI design, and digital forensics spanning private, public, and central government sectors. He currently serves as a scientist at STQC Directorate, Ministry of Electronics and IT, Government of India, where he contributes to standards, quality assurance, and technical evaluations. He holds a BTech from NIT Jaipur, an MTech from USICT, and is pursuing a PhD in VLSI at NSUT New Delhi. He had played a key role in national initiatives, including digital forensics under Section 79A of the IT Act and quality frameworks for IT systems. He has published in reputed journals and presented at conferences on VLSI and AI. His career includes leadership roles in PSUs, autonomous bodies, and central government with a focus on reforms, skill development, and capacity building. A strong advocate of knowledge sharing, Mr. Lalit Dabi is committed to enhancing India's digital trust and forensic capabilities. Sir, we warmly invite you to begin your presentation. The platform is all yours.
Thank you, Ishika, for the nice introduction. Good morning, all the participants. I am Lalit Kumar, and I welcome you to this session on digital forensics, forensic practices in Indian labs. Forensic is a very wide subject. However, in this session, I would briefly touch upon the following topics. I will try to explain the things in simplified way so that they can be grasped by everyone. I will touch upon cybersecurity, forensics, digital forensics, what is digital evidence, digital forensic process, forensic labs in India, international standards and guidelines. What is Government of India's scheme for notification of forensic laboratories as examiner of electronic evidence under Section 79A of IT Act, present status of this scheme and future vision of government. Cybersecurity is the practice of protecting systems, networks, and programs from digital attacks. The word systems here refers to your computer, laptop, smartphones, and smart gadgets like a smartwatch. Cybersecurity includes data protection, safeguarding sensitive information from breaches and theft. Every information has three security principles: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. I will explain these principles in upcoming slides. Network security ensures secure communication and prevents unauthorized intrusions. Application security protects software and applications from vulnerabilities. Vulnerabilities are basically gaps or weaknesses in our applications logs, in our applications code, configuration, design that can be exploited by an unauthorized unauthorized person and who tries to hack the system and exploit it. User awareness educates individuals on safe online practices to reduce risk, incident response, security principles of information, confidentiality, ensuring that the information is accessible only to authorized user. For example, your internet banking password must be known to you only. It should not be a public information. Integrity, safeguarding the accuracy and completeness of information. Availability, ensuring reliable access to information and systems when needed. Let us take an example. You need to submit your project report, which is confidential in nature, to your teacher, and you send the report over email to your teacher. Then this email must be delivered to your teacher only. This is how the confidentiality of this communication will be maintained. The content of the message and the content of the email and the report should not get altered when it is delivered to your teacher. This is how the integrity will be preserved. And the message should, and the email should be delivered immediately. It should not be delivered 2-3 days later. This is how the information will be available as and when required. These security principles are as per classification of information mentioned in control number 5.12 of ISO IEC 27001 standard, which is Information Security Management System requirements. These are some important terms for cybersecurity. Asset. An asset is what we are trying to protect. Anything that has a value is an asset. For example, people, property, information, data. Data is a very important asset nowadays. MNCs are trying to capture the data to understand the customer behavior, their needs, their requirement, how they can improve their processes, their efficiency, their profit. So data is a very important asset nowadays. Threat. A threat is what we are can exploit a vulnerability or weakness intentionally or accidentally and obtain damage or destroy an asset is a threat. Vulnerability. A vulnerability is a weakness or gap in our protection efforts. Weakness or gap that can be exploited by threats to gain unauthorized access to an asset. Now let us take an example. Your computer contains some sensitive and confidential information. That information is an asset to you. And your computer does not have any antivirus. So this is a vulnerability. A weakness. Now your friend comes with a pen drive and that pen drive contains an virus. This is again a vulnerability. When this pen drive is connected to your computer, the data in your computer may get corrupted. So this is the threat. Event. Any identified occurrence in a system, service, or network is an event. For example, a user logging in, a firewall alert, or an antivirus detection incident. Unwanted or unexpected event that can compromise business operation or information security. An incident is basically an event that has negative consequences in our system. For example, malware infection, data breach, or unauthorized access attempts. Cyber threats. These are most commonly seen cyber attacks, cyber threats, website defacement, unauthorized modification of a website's appearance to spread messages or propaganda, email spoofing and spamming, sending fake email or bulk email to recipients. Many times we receive emails that you have won this much of amount, and to claim that amount, click on this link. All these are examples of email spoofing. When you will click on that link, some virus will get installed in your desktop and will create threat. Data theft and manipulation, identity theft and financial fraud, misusing personal financial information for fraud or illegal transactions. Many times we receive messages on Facebook from fake accounts of our friends or relatives and they are claiming for some money. This is again an example of identity theft. Measures to protect from cyber attacks. Awareness and training. Create awareness regularly on cybersecurity practices and phishing awareness. Use antivirus, anti-spyware, install, update, and run security software on all the devices. Enable firewalls. Firewalls must be configured properly to avoid attacks. We can configure firewalls in such a way that unauthorized website cannot be accessed from our desktop or laptops, keep systems updated, regular data backups, strong access management systems, limit installation privileges. Let us take an example in a forensic laboratory or a forensic investigation workstation. Some unauthorized user has installed an application, and that application comes with a virus. That virus corrupts all the investigation data stored on that desktop and corrupts all the reports. Then this is a big threat. So on cyber forensic investigation workstations, there should be limitations on access privileges, password and authentication policy, email and web filtering, monitor and audit logs, incident response plan, vendor and third party security, data encryption. Till now, we have seen a brief of cyber forensics measures to protect cyber forensics measures to protect uh, against cyber threats. Now we will move to forensics. Forensic science involves application of scientific methods and technologies to investigate crimes and resolve legal issues. It involves collection, analysis, preservation of evidence to establish facts in legal proceedings. It involves diverse fields such as DNA profiling. DNA profiling is the forensics of analyzing the genetic patterns to identify an individual. Toxicology. Toxicology involves analysis of biological samples to detect alcohol consumption or drug consumption by an individual. Ballistics. Ballistics is the forensics of arms and ammunition and to connect them with some crime. Trace evidence. Trace evidence is the forensics of small items like hair or glass or fiber and to link them with some crime or an individual. Digital forensics that we will see in detail in upcoming slides. Forensics ensures that the evidence is authentic, accurate, and admissible in court. Forensic helps to identify suspects, reconstruct crime scenes, and support justice delivery. There are many emerging areas in forensics. Some of them are cyber forensics, mobile forensics, AI-driven forensics analysis. AI-driven forensics is very difficult. It is very difficult to identify whether an image is generated through deepfake or it is an original image. Audio video forensics. Now digital forensics. Digital forensics is the process of identifying, collecting, analyzing, and preserving electronic data, or we can say digital evidence, for use as evidence in investigations. Digital forensics investigates a digital evidence that can assist in detecting, preventing, or prosecuting crimes. It includes forensics of computers, mobile devices, storage media, cloud platforms, and network traffic. Digital forensic process involves acquisition, examination, analysis, preservation, and reporting of investigation results. Digital forensics should have legal relevance. The evidence should be authentic, reliable, and admissible in court of law. It has different applications. Digital forensics is used in criminal investigations, corporate fraud detection, incident response. Now, types of digital forensics. Digital forensics can be classified into many categories, but broadly we can say it is of 8 types. The first one is media forensics. Media here refers to your storage media, hard drive, pen drive, memory card. All these are media forensics. It deals with retrieving the data from the storage media. Network forensics. Analysis of the network to identify origin of security attacks. Wireless forensics. Gather and analyze the data from wireless network traffic. Database forensics. Analyzing and investigating databases and metadata. Software forensics, it involves forensics of softwares. Email forensics, it focuses on recovering the emails and analyzing their content. For memory forensics, includes forensics of RAM. Mobile forensics, acquiring digital proof of a crime committed using a mobile device. Now, digital evidence. A digital evidence is also called an electronic evidence. It refers to any information of probative value that is stored, transmitted, or received in digital form and that can be used in court proceedings or investigations. It is collected from computers, mobile phones, your laptop, smartphone, smartwatch, storage media, networks, cloud platforms, or IoT devices. Digital evidence can be collected from any device which is basically storing the data. It must be authentic, reliable, admissible under legal standards. Examples of digital evidence includes emails, log files, text messages, browser history, CCTV footage, GPS records. Digital evidence sources. As I have explained, digital evidence can be collected from your mobile, CD, DVD, hard disk. This black device in the first photo is network virtual recorder. Network virtual recorders are basically used to store the data captured by CCTV. Characteristics of digital evidence. Unlike other evidences, digital evidence has some specific characteristics. First of all, it is intangible and invisible. We cannot see or touch a digital evidence. It is in the form of binary data. So its analysis needs special tools and softwares. It can be easily altered or destroyed. Digital evidence can be modified. We can modify the digital data, delete or overwrite it intentionally or unintentionally. Digital evidence requires strict handling procedures like hashing, write blockers, imaging. Hashing is basically used to maintain the integrity of a message. Write blockers are softwares or hardwares that prevents the computers from writing or altering the content stored in external media. Let's suppose we have connected a pen drive to our laptop through a write blocker. Then the laptop will not be able to edit the content stored in that pen drive. We can only read the content stored in the pen drive. Imaging. Imaging is a very important step in digital forensic. In digital forensic analysis is not done on the original digital data or digital evidence. Whenever a exhibit, whatever exhibit it is, a smartphone or a hard disk is received in a forensic lab, then the first step is to create its image and then the analysis is done on that image only. The original evidence is preserved. This is done to ensure that the original digital evidence is not corrupted or lost during the investigation procedure. Digital evidence is replicable, can be duplicated exactly without losing its quality. Each copy of digital evidence can be verified using cryptographic hash values. As I have explained, hashing is used to maintain the integrity. We will take up hashing in detail in upcoming slides. MD5 and SHA-256, these are hashing algorithms. These algorithms are used to generate hash for the messages. Time sensitive and volatile. Some digital evidence like RAM, cache, network packets are volatile, and when the power is turned off, the digital evidence will vanish. So they need immediate acquisition. Digital evidence require technical interpretation. They need technical experts for analysis, and expert tools are forensic tools are required for this analysis. Admissibility requirements must meet legal standards of authenticity, reliability, integrity, and chain of custody. Chain of custody is again important step in forensics. Chain of custody means we maintain the record of the flow of the digital evidence. Who created the image? Who examined that image? Who analyzed that image? Who prepared the report against the analysis? All these are recorded. This is known as chain of custody. Digital evidence is governed by the rules of evidence. Example, Indian Evidence Act, Federal Rules of Evidence. Types of digital evidence. Digital evidence can be classified based on the source from which the digital evidence is collected and based on the nature of digital evidence. For example, digital evidence can be collected from computer or laptop. In computer, laptop files are there. They are digital evidence, documents, deleted items, system logs, registry entries, all are digital evidence. In mobile devices, SMS, car logs, WhatsApp chats, Telegram chats, GPS, application data, they are digital evidence. Network evidence, firewall logs, router logs, packet captures, IP addresses, email addresses, they are all digital evidence. Cloud evidence, data stored on platforms like Google Drive, Dropbox, AWS Cloud, IoT and smart devices, CCTV, DVR, NVR recordings. DVR is digital virtual recorder. NVR is network virtual recorder. Smart watches. These DVR, NVR are basically used to store the CCTV footage, which is captured by the CCTV cameras. smartwatches, smart home devices like Alexa, Google Home. Based on the nature of digital evidence, it can be classified as direct evidence, which directly proves a fact. For example, an email that is admitting a fraud. This is a digital evidence which directly proves the fact. Corroborative evidence supports other evidence. Example, car records matching CCTV timelines. Circumstantial evidence infers a fact. Example, browsing history. Let us take an example. Suppose a dead body of a person is found in a house which is locked from outside. Now the investigation is to be carried out whether it is a case of murder or natural death or suicide. In that case, the browsing history of that person can help to identify and to link support the facts. Let us suppose the browsing history suggests that he was looking for methods to commit suicide. Then this shows that the person may have committed suicide. It supports this fact. It does not prove. Digital forensic process. Digital forensic process can be broadly classified into four steps. The first step is the acquisition of the digital evidence, then comes its examination, then analysis, then preservation. The step acquisition involves identifying and collection of digital evidence. We will take up these steps in detail. Acquisition. Whenever an artifact, that is the digital evidence in the form of a mobile phone or a hard disk, is received in a forensic lab, the first step is to create its image and generate the hash of that image. This is done to ensure that the analysis will be done on this image only and the original digital evidence will be kept preserved to prevent the loss or corruption of the original data. Now all the analysis will be done on this image. It means securing and collecting potential evidence without altering the original data. This includes creating a bit-by-bit forensic image of hard drives, memory, or mobile storage using type brokers. Acquisition includes identification and collection of digital evidence. The aim of acquisition step is to maintain original evidence integrity. These are the tools which are used in the acquisition step to create the image of the original digital evidence. FTK imager, NK forensic imager, DD, DC3, DD, guide magnet. These tools are used for computer media forensics. For mobile forensics, we use Celebrite, UFED, MSME, XRY, Magnet, Axiom, Mobile, Oxygen Forensic Detective. These tools are generally used tools. There are so many tools, but I have highlighted only those tools which are generally used in forensic labs. Now, hashing. In digital forensic, as I have explained, the first step is to create the image of the original digital evidence, and then analysis is done on that image, not on the original digital evidence. So when the copy of the image of the original digital evidence is created, its hash is also generated. This is done to ensure the integrity of the image. The content of the image is not changed or altered through the analysis process. Because this image has to go through different processes. After creation of image, it will go to examination step, then analysis step, then presentation step. In all those steps, the integrity of this image should remain or should be maintained. That is why we create the image and then generate its hash. Similarly, when the analysis process is over and we are submitting the extracted files or data back to the investigating agency, at that time, we generate the hash of those files and mention the hash in the report, which is submitted back to the investigating agency. This is done to ensure that the integrity of the file submitted to the investigating agency is maintained. Hashing is basically transformation of a string of characters into a usually shorter fixed length value, which is unique for each message or key that represents the original data. Different hash values implies different contents. Identical hashes, identical content. MD5, SHA-256 are some of the commonly used hashing algorithms. Let us take an example. Let's see the message shown in the below image: hang him, not kill him. Hang him, not, kill him. When this message is fed to a hasher, it uses MD5 algorithm to create hash for this message. Hash for this message is created, which is shown on the right hand side upper message. Now let us suppose we do some changes in this message. This comma after not is removed and is applied after him. Then the message becomes hang him, comma, not kill him. When the hash is generated for this message, we can see the hash for this message on the right hand side, bottom. This will be entirely different hash from the previous one. So even a small modification or alteration in the message will lead to an entirely different hash. So whenever the image of the data is changed or some modification is done in that, even a single frame is deleted from that message, then the hash will be changed. This is how hashing helps to maintain the integrity of the image. Examination. Now, when we receive an exhibit from an investigating agency for analysis, for forensic analysis, then they request for some specific data to be extracted from that device. For example, we receive a mobile phone and it is requested to extract the deleted call logs and the deleted WhatsApp messages for a particular period from that mobile phone. In that case, the first step, we will create the image of that mobile phone when we receive it at the forensic lab, and then from that image, we will extract the relevant data as requested by the investigating agency. This step is known as examination. That is extraction of relevant data. Examination involves processing the acquired data to identify files, fragments, deleted items, hidden data, and suspicious artifacts. The goal of examination is to extract information in a forensically sound manner. The tools used for examination in computer media forensics includes autopsy sloth kit, X-based forensics, probe discover forensics. In mobile forensics, following tools are used for examination like Celebrite, UFADE, Physical Analyzer, MSME Examine, Oxygen Forensic Suite. Then comes analysis. Till now we have extracted the relevant data from the exhibit, that is the deleted call logs and deleted WhatsApp messages. Now analysis of this extracted data is to be done and so that it can be interpreted. Analysis involves in-depth review and correlation of evidence, reconstructing activities, example user behavior. The goal of analysis step is to interpret the data, identify timelines, connections, and provide meaning to the analyzed data. In computer media forensics, following tools are used for analysis like magnet axiom, NCase forensic, volatility, red line. For mobile forensics, magnet axiom mobile is used. Presentation. Till now, we have extracted the relevant data, interpreted it. Now this data is to be represented in a form that can be understood by non-technical stakeholders also, because ultimately the findings of forensic analysis needs to be submitted in the court, and the person in the court are not forensic experts. So the analysis needs to be represented in a format that can be easily understood by them. Presentation is a step of reporting the findings in a clear, concise, and legally defensible manner. Evidence should be understandable for non-technical stakeholders like judges, lawyers, jury. The goal of presentation step is to present only verified relevant evidence while maintaining the chain of custody. Chain of custody I have already seen. Computer media forensic tools that are used for preparing the reports of forensic analysis includes MKS reports, autopsy, X-rays. For mobile forensics, Celebrite reports, MSME extraordinary report, oxygen forensic detective reports, tools are used. Till now, we have understood what is digital forensics, what are different processes involved in digital forensics, that is acquisition of digital evidence, then examination, then analysis, and presentation. Now we will move to the status of forensic labs in India and different government initiatives in this line. As of date, there is 7 central forensic science laboratories in India. Central forensic science laboratories are established by Ministry of Home Affairs. They come directly under the central government. Yet CFSL is in process of setup at Samba, Jammu, and additional 7 CFSLs are approved by the central government. National Cybercrime Forensic Labs, NCFL, NCFL is established at CFSL Hyderabad. As of now, only one NCFL is there in India. NCFL are dedicatedly established to investigate cyber crimes. NCFLs are established by I4C. You may have heard about I4C. I4C refers to Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Center. It is a specialized body set up under Ministry of Home Affairs, and its aim to combat cyber crimes. NCFLs will be investigating only cyber crimes. Additional NCFLs will be established at 6 locations. SFSL refers to State Forensic Science Laboratory. As on date, there is 32 SFSLs in India. Each state has its own SFSL, State Forensic Science Laboratory. Mainly, these SFSLs are established in the capital of the respective state. RFSL refers to Regional Forensic Science Laboratories. RFSL comes under State Forensic Science Laboratories. E-Forensics is an IT platform developed by Ministry of Home Affairs. It basically connects the central and state forensic science laboratories nationwide. Now I would like to throw light on Government of India's scheme for notification of forensic science laboratories as examiner of electronic evidence. This is the flagship scheme of central government. This notification is as per Section 79A of IT Act 2000. Under Section 79A of IT Act, central government is empowered to notify agencies. This agency refers to only government forensic lab, either central government or state government. This scheme is not for private forensic labs. Under this scheme, the central government or state government forensic labs are notified as examiner of electronic evidence. The pilot scheme was launched by Ministry of Electronics and IT in the year 2017 for notification government labs based on ISO standards. This notification is basically based on international standards. We will cover those standards in upcoming slides. The evaluation process includes verification of availability and competence of experts, the availability of forensic tools, softwares, infrastructures in the laboratory, environmental conditions, including the environmental condition for storing the original digital evidence, quality systems are there or not. This includes the quality members, standard operating procedures, everything is there or not. Under this scheme, notification is done for media forensics. This includes hard disk, pen drive, or memory card, and any other stored media, mobile phone forensics, CCTV forensics, drone forensics, cloud forensics. This is the background of this scheme. This scheme is basically based on 3 international standards: ISO IEC 17025-2717. This is the international standard for laboratory quality management system. All the aspects related to maintaining the laboratory are mentioned in this international standard. ISO IEC 27037. This standard includes the guidelines for identification, collection, acquisition, and preservation of digital evidences. Till date, total 80 laboratories have been notified under this scheme. This includes Central Forensic Science Labs, State Forensic Science Labs, RFSL, and Armed Forces Labs. Under this scheme, notification is done for a lab for the following scopes: computer media forensics, mobile device forensics, network cyber forensics, digital video or image CCTV forensics, digital audio forensics, device specific forensics, digital equipment and machines forensics. Now, assessment and notification process. Any laboratory, either central or state government laboratory, if it wants to get notified under this scheme, then they need to submit an application along with requisite documents to Ministry of Electronics and IT. Ministry of Electronics and IT forwards this application to STQC Directorate. STQC Directorate refers to Standardization, Testing and Quality Certification Directorate. It is an attached office of Ministry of Electronics and IT which has expertise in assessment process. STQC conducts assessment for various standards like ISMS, QMS, Quality Management System, SMAR, and STQC conducts assessment for many other notifications. So STQC receives that application and documents. Then STQC nominates a team of assessors for assessing the laboratory. This team of assessors examines the documents and the application of the lab, and if any discrepancies are found in the application, then they are communicated to the lab. The lab removes those discrepancies, then the application and documents are complete. Then stage one assessment is conducted, in which the team of assessor visits the lab, checks the document, and first level primary assessment of the lab is done. After this, stage second assessment is done. In stage second assessment, detailed and thorough assessment of the technical expertise of the lab is done. The competency and expertise of the experts is checked, their education qualification. We also take interviews of the forensic experts and the availability of forensic tools, the configuration of investigation workstations, the exhibit room, the access control system. All these things are checked in detail in stage second assessment. After stage second assessment, the team of assessors recommends the lab for stage third assessment. In stage third assessment, basically an independent review committee is there in stage third assessment. The chairman of stage third assessment is a very senior officer in government of India. The chairman is generally additional secretary level officer. That stage third assessment committee reviews the recommendations of the assessors, and if everything is found in order, then they recommend for notification of the lab. After that, approval of competent authority, which is generally secretary mighty, is taken for approval of notification of the laboratory, and then a gazette of notification is published by Government of India that this lab is notified under Section 79A of IT Act. You can see the gazette notifications published. They are all available on Ministry of Electronics and IT's website. After successful notification, surveillance is done of the lab on yearly basis. The surveillance is done to assess that the laboratory maintains the requisite infrastructure. Experts are available as per the scheme guidelines and other international standards. So we conduct assessments every year after notification. Assessment parameters of digital forensic labs. Under this scheme, the assessment is done based on these parameters. Although there is so many parameters, but I have highlighted some important ones. Availability of adequate infrastructure. This infrastructure means the configuration of forensic investigation workstations, forensic tools, whether they have advanced tools available or not, whether they are using proper algorithms for hashing or not. All these things are checked. Whether the lab has well-established process documentation, like quality manual is there or not, standard operating procedures for forensics of different devices is available or not, the technical qualification and expertise of experts is also checked. We also take interviews of the experts. We check their documents, availability of adequate space and storage of artifacts, whether the original digital evidence is preserved properly or not. Many times we have seen that the artifacts are kept outside fireproof almirahs. This is not recommended. The artifacts must be kept in fireproof almirahs under proper environmental conditions so as to preserve them, because they are the property of investigating agency. Mature proficiency testing and interlaboratory comparison practices. Proficiency testing and interlaboratory comparison practices are performed by the lab to ensure that their processes are at par with other forensic science laboratories, to check the accuracy of their analysis process. Pendency of investigation jobs. Many times we see that thousands of jobs are pending in the laboratory for investigation. Due to this, the justice is also delayed because the investigation is not done on these cases and the results are not submitted back to the court. Hence, the case keeps on lingering on. So, this needs to be avoided. Internal audit frequency and its outcome. How frequently the laboratory conducts internal audit. The expertise of internal auditors is checked. What are the outcomes of previous internal audits? Whether the recommendations of the internal audit have been implemented in the lab or not. Management review and its outcome. Whether the management review is conducted regularly or not. What are the inputs to the management review? The customer feedback is an important input to management review. Internal audit results are also an important input to management review. What are the outcomes of management review? Whether the recommendations of management review are implemented or not. All these things are checked in the assessment process by the team of assessors. Most common observations during assessment. These observations may vary from lab to lab, but these are the most common observations which we have seen during assessment process. Availability of internet on forensic investigation workstations. This is a big threat. If internet is available on a forensic investigation workstation, and let's suppose a hacker hacks that forensic investigation workstation, in that case, the data stored in the forensic investigation workstation may get corrupted, or the hacker may disclose that data publicly. This may even lead to reports reviewed by reviewing officer. Many reports not reviewed by reviewing officer. Many times we have seen that the reports are reports are issued by the lab without any review. This is not a good practice. Actually, the reports are prepared by the forensic analyzer, but these reports must be reviewed by some other officer also. This is done to ensure that the analysis was done unbiased and all the standard operating procedures are followed during the analysis. Pen drive access on workstations or no write blocker. Many times we have seen that the pen drive access is enabled on the forensic workstations and write blockers are not installed on the workstations. This is not recommended. Preservation, storage of exhibits. Exhibits are kept outside fireproof almirahs. There are no adequate number of fireproof almirahs. The temperature in the exhibit room is not as per the standards. Track of exhibit opening is not maintained. Many times we have seen that the laboratory receives the exhibit from the investigating agency and keep that exhibit. They will open the exhibit only when they are allocating the case to some expert. In this case, there is considerable chances that the packet may contain something else. Let's suppose the investigating agency has mentioned that it will contain an Apple phone, but when the exhibit is opened, we found that there is a Samsung phone. There is different procedures for investigating an Apple phone because it is iOS based, and different procedure for Samsung phone because it is based on other OS. Access control systems at lab and exhibit room are not properly configured. Many times we have seen that an expert has left the lab long back, but his access to the lab is still activated. So there should be properly configured access control systems. There should be documented policies for adding or deleting a user at access control systems to prevent any mishap. Availability of fire extinguishing systems. Many times we have seen that there is no fire extinguisher in the lab, or the fire extinguishers are not placed where they are actually required, or the fire extinguishers are expired. So this thing should be avoided. Documented procedures. Many times we have seen that the SOP says that this analysis process will be done through these steps, but in actual, some other steps are followed. So there is deviation in the documented process and the actual practices. Access control policy, I have explained. Training of digital forensic experts needs to be done on regular basis. This is required because digital forensics is an ever-evolving process. The tools keeps on updating, so regular training of forensic experts is very much required. Internal audit and management review must be conducted regularly. It is recommended that internal audit should be done twice a day and twice a year. Sorry, and the management review must be done at least once in a year. All these things are as per the 3 standards which I have explained earlier. This is the notification process. I have already explained. The approving body for this notification is MITI. MITI means Secretary MITI here. Assessment Review Committee is the stage 3rd committee, which is the independent committee. Then comes assessment operations, which are managed by STPC Directorate. And then comes the assessors who actually assess the lab by visiting the lab. Applicable standards. The assessment under this scheme is basically done based on 3 standards. On these 3 standards, if any laboratory is interested to get it notified, then it should have thorough knowledge of these 3 international standards. ISO IEC 17025-2017. It includes general requirements for the competence of testing and calibration laboratories. I hope you know what is this ISO IEC. ISO refers to International Standard Organization and IEC is International Electrotechnical Commission. These two bodies comes together and formulate standards for technical domain. Then the second standard is ISO IEC 27037 2017 2012 Information Technology Security Techniques Guidelines for Identification, Collection, Acquisition and Preservation of Digital Evidence. Then the third one is ISO IEC 27001 2022 Information Security Management System Requirements, ISMS requirements. These are the supporting standards. MIT, along with its attached office, STQC Directorate is managing this scheme at their level, including the assessment process. Assessment is done by the scientists of STQC Directorate, along with scientists from Ministry of Electronics and IT. This is the status of notification of labs as on date. The recently notified lab under this scheme is Telangana State Forensic Science Laboratory. I have explained the structure of forensic labs in India. Central Forensic Science Laboratories are there, State Forensic Science Laboratories are there, Regional Forensic Science Laboratories, Army, Navy, and Air Force has their own forensic science laboratories. NFSU Gandhinagar is also one of the notified laboratories under this scheme. RFSL Surat is there. Then again, Army has two of its notified labs under this scheme at New Delhi. Navy has also its lab notified under this scheme. Air Force lab is there. 13. I have explained Computer Emergency Response Team. India is also one of the notified lab under this scheme. DFS, Directorate of Forensic Science, Gandhinagar is also one of the notified lab. As on date, total 18 labs are notified in these schemes, out of which 7 labs are from New Delhi, including Army, Navy, Air Force labs, 13 lab, SFSL Rohini, which comes under Delhi government, is also a notified lab. Then comes SFIO lab, Serious Fraud Investigation Organization. SFIO lab is also notified. In Gujarat, there is 3 labs, 2 in Gandhinagar and 1 in Surat. In Telangana, there is 2 labs notified under this scheme. In West Bengal, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Goa and Kerala, there is 1 lab notified as on date. In many cases, Honorable Supreme Court and High Court of many states has issued the direction to the forensic labs to get notified under this scheme. The government is planning to set up forensic lab in all the 806 districts in India. There is a vision of the government that there should be a forensic lab in each district across the country. This shows that the demand for digital forensic experts will significantly in government as well as in private sector in the upcoming times. That's it from my side. Thank you. In this presentation, we have gone through what is cyber forensics, then forensics, what is digital forensics, different processes under digital forensics, Government of India's scheme for notification of forensic labs, and I thank you for your precious time. I would like to thank Scientistic Era, Chairperson Scientistic Era, the organizing team. Special thanks to Ms. Ishika and Ms. Himani Raj for this opportunity. Thank you.
Now, thank you so much, sir. Now there are some questions we observed in the comment section. I would like you to answer them if you can, please.
Yes, please.
One question is here. Can you please differentiate between virus and malware?
Virus and malware.
Yes, sir.
Malware is basically an umbrella term. It includes virus, ransomware, spyware, everything comes under malware. It is an umbrella term. Whereas virus is a malicious program which comes with some application. And that program basically can corrupt our data or delete our data. So virus is a subset of malware, we can say.
Okay. Sir, I have forwarded you some question. Or do I have to speak?
Yes. First question I have answered.
Yes.
Exhibit. The term exhibit is basically used for the digital evidence. Actually, digital evidence is a binary data, and this data will come with some digital storage device. It may be a hard disk. So, exhibit is basically that hard disk or the smartphone which contains the data. We and the forensic labs receives the exhibit from the investigating agency. Generally, police sends the exhibit to forensic laboratories for analysis. The lab conducts the analysis and submits the report back to the police. And police submits this report to the court. I will also explain the question. Mr. Manoj Kumar has asked Mr. Manoj Kumar has asked, who are the assessors under the scheme for notification of forensic labs? Scientists of Ministry of Electronics and IT and STQC Directorate are the assessors generally. There is specific qualification for becoming the assessor under this scheme. They must be a digital forensic experts. They must have undergone trainings on international standards. The three standards I have explained. They must be aware of ISO IC 27001 ISMS standard, ISO IC 17025 Laboratory Quality Management Standard, ISO IC 27037 Guidelines for Acquisition Preservation of Digital Evidence. So they must have the knowledge of these standards. They must be certified in these standards and should have knowledge of digital forensics as well. They can only become assessor under this scheme. And one more thing, no one can become assessor directly. A person has to have these minimum requirements, then he will become trainee assessor. He will go for audits in at least 10 laboratories and then he will be upgraded as an assessor. After becoming an assessor has to go for training for audits of 20 laboratories, then only he will become lead assessor. Lead assessor is actually the person who leads this assessment process. This question is not clear. Who gives sensitive signal in there? So, why Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force have established and modified their own forensic labs? This is because the cases of Army, Navy, and Air Force are sensitive cases. They have their own courts. The cases of these three armed forces are not dealt in civilian courts. If any of their employee, any officer, army officer uh, conducts something unethical, then their cases are dealt in their own courts. That is why they have set up their own forensic laboratories where they analyze their own cases. They don't analyze cases of general public in their labs, and also they don't send their cases to other forensic labs. This is the practice they follow. That is why Army, Navy, and Air Force they have their own labs at which they deal their own cases. I have answered all the questions sent over WhatsApp, Madam Ishika.
Yes, sir. I think these are the questions only. There is one more question. Why we use only MD5 and SHA1 algorithm to generate hash value of the evidence?
SHA1 algorithm is not used nowadays because this algorithm has been broken. Nowadays we use MD5 and SHA-256 algorithms. There can be other algorithms, but SHA-1 algorithm is not used nowadays.
Okay, sir. I think we are done with the questions. Thank you so much, sir. So, with that, we come to the conclusion of highly informative and intellectually stimulating session. On the behalf of the organizing team and everyone present here today, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Lalit Kumar Dabi for sharing his time, knowledge, and experience with us. Sir, your presentation today was not only rich in technical depth but also incredibly relevant to the current landscape of digital transformation and technological innovation in India. The way you articulated the complexities of everything, also linking them to initiative was truly impressive and thought provoking. Your insights drawn from more than a decade of experience across various sectors offered us a rare and holistic perspective. It is not every day that we get the opportunity to learn directly from someone who is actively shaping the standards and frameworks that define India's digital ecosystem. We are extremely grateful for your willingness to engage with us today and share such practical, research driven, and forward looking perspectives. Your passion for your field and commitment to national development are genuinely inspiring to us all. We would also like to take a moment to sincerely thank our wonderful audience who were students, faculty members, professionals, and guests for your presence and active participation. Your engagement, attentiveness, and curiosity added great value to this session. And it is your enthusiasm that makes events like this successful and worthwhile. So, and also for more such informative webinars, I would like to request you all to please share our today's webinar link to your knowns, to your mates, and also do like and share and subscribe our channel. And you can also go and search us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and you can follow for more updates and upcoming sessions. And you can always join for the updates. And once again, thank you so much, Mr. Lalit Kumar Dabi sir, for honoring us with your presence and expertise. And thank you all for being such a fantastic audience. We look forward to many more such enriching sessions uh, in the future. Thank you so much, everyone.